babe.
Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
On location.
On location, the land of s'mores and doors. And also Mike Kruger.
What's up?
And Pugs Dread.
Namaste. What's up,
Welcome
y'all?
back.
Thank you. And I got suspended, I got bit, and I work with a child lover. So fuck Dan.
That's what you get. That's what you get for doing wrestling bullshit on the fucking show, damn.
I still have my towel and everything, and the muffins are all gone.
As you can hear, I'll be coughing throughout the fucking show. I still have lingering side effects, but I'm glad to be back. And I know Daily Ghost, I think, was the first one that mentioned how was I doing, so I appreciate that, and thank everybody. And I love these motherfuckers, and I missed the shit out of them. And I'm here to talk about some fucking movies. I miss you guys. Love you guys.
Yeah, we love you too. And I didn't mean anything that I said. Maybe a little bit.
No,
But
it's okay, Dan.
those are good muffins, though. Muffins were on point. So, yeah, glad you're feeling better. We got a stacked show tonight. I say it every week. But, like, this one's unusually stacked. A lot of highly anticipated movies tonight. But, yeah, so there was one little news bit that I did want to bring up real quick because
Hold on, real quick. Someone asked, any idea when you will have the Freddy's Nightmares retrospective? They're available now.
No.
We still have a whole show that we need to do where we just do a whole retrospective of the 2 seasons and also show off some Freddy merch because we totally fucking didn't do that when we did the franchise show. We will do that soon. Things have been a little bit hectic in my fucking life, so
Me too.
once shit calms the fuck down, we're definitely gonna have that for you, and I can't wait to do it.
I'm just going to go ahead and say we'll do it next month in October.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right.
So, Dan, you were saying?
So, yes, a little bit of a news bit that I know everybody here will be excited about. Scanners is being turned into a TV series for HBO. It's coming from Black Mirror writer William Bridges, and he's also going to be serving as the showrunner. Also on board is Lovecraft Country director Jan Demange, who's going to be directing.
Wow.
And yeah, so there have been different attempts to turn this into a TV series. Of course, Scanner Cop back in the day began its life as
I still need to see those.
backdoor like TV movie to try and turn it into a series. So I'm pretty excited. If you got Cronenberg involved, I think Scanners is something that would be very easy to turn into.
Oh, I mean, if you look at the inspiration it had on like Stranger Things, I mean, it definitely can be something great. So I'm all about it. More head explosions as long as they're practical. Don't you give me that CGI bullshit in that show.
Actually, the best part of the shitty Fantastic Four movie was Dr. Doom walking in the hallway and doing a whole bunch of scanners. That shit was hard. The rest of the movie's garbage. So if we get that was all CG. That looked fucking good to me. So, but I'm in. Although, does this mean no more Black Mirror? Because I know he was working on that too.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
No. I'm not sure where I'm behind on Black Mirror.
I think he wrote 3 to 5 episodes for the next season, but like I haven't heard anything since then.
That's actually one of my I need to catch up during Halloween season shows because I love Black Mirror. It's just one of those ones I
dug it
behind on.
Yeah, I dug it a lot too. I feel like I almost finished the whole thing. But it's one of those shows that I watched when I was very drunk, so I probably need to go and rewatch half of them.
Dude.
God knows the problem.
Yeah, I've been there. I'm probably about halfway through maybe I got to season 2. maybe halfway through season 2.
Yeah, I was all the way to like the last season.
Yeah. Well, they're short, so I know I'm not super far, but yeah, I do want to catch up.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
love-
good shit.
All right.
Yeah, what was the one? There was a episode on there that was so awesome, and it was like a museum with old technology, and it like kind of almost broke off into an anthology thing. Shit was really sick.
I just want one where, like, I don't know, it's like alternate media, like HD DVD won the war, or
That would be kind of funny, actually.
MySpace destroyed any attempt
It
to
won.
overtake it. Like Tom is like president of the United States.
Ask Jeeves
See,
is the
I
Google.
want the Mark Zuckerberg reptilian episode.
Yes.
No, Zuckerberg is a political prisoner. Tom's got him like on some space moon mining colony. I'm booking some good shit here tonight already, and we haven't even done a review yet. This is awesome.
I'm just glad I'm not even paying attention to what you're saying. We were going to do the Hellraiser one. We were doing Hellraiser to start it off, but why don't we do Munsters? Then we'll hit the trailer.
All right,
Okay.
sweet.
Sure.
All right, guys. So Rob Zombie's The Munsters. Whatever your initial reaction to the trailer, nobody can say this wasn't one of the most anticipated and talked about movies of the year. So let's see where everybody falls on it. All right. So The Munsters from writer-director Rob Zombie is a reboot that follows a family of monsters who move from Transylvania to the American suburbs. This is a prequel to the series we all know and love. And well, I don't know. We've not talked about this at all yet. So
Nope.
Pugs. You love Sherry Moon, so I know you got the Sherry Moon underpants, the Sherry Moon shower curtain.
The Target where I shoot my fucking guns. Yeah, that one's my favorite. For me, my guns. I
was talking to Kruger.
Gotcha. Yeah, we shoot different things.
I was thinking you meant another gun, but no.
This is my rifle. This is my no, I'll be quick. This is junk food for me. It's about what I expected. I still think Sherry Moon sucks, but Richard Brake understood the assignment. He fucking killed it. Grandpa killed it. When Herman finally gets there, he killed it. This is just, again, junk food. I don't love it. I like it a lot, but I can see people fucking shitting all over this, and I think they're justified because it takes a while to get good. Like in the hour and 50 minutes, there's about 30 solid minutes of pure entertainment, and the rest is just fine. I will rewatch this again a lot, actually, because it's fun, and I hope we get more. My only gripe is I do think the ending is kind of abrupt, but other than that, fun time. If you're a zombie fan and you saw the trailer and you think whatever you thought you were going to feel about this movie, that's exactly what you're going to feel. So that's my take on it. Kruger, what about you?
Well, I mean, there's no surprise here. I love Rob Zombie's movies. Every single one, other than Halloween 2, I fucking love. He just makes movies that are definitely appealed to my dumbass brain. Gore and, offensive humor and all types of stuff. So to see him taken out of that element, I was a little bit weary, especially when, we weren't going to get Herman saying, "I will crawl over here and skull fuck you, bitch," type dialogue. But I was pleasantly surprised with this thing. I'm one of the people that watched the trailer and I was like, that was about what I expected for this. So I kept my expectations within reason. And I thought it was pretty fucking a cool little love letter to the Munsters done by Rob Zombie.
You can totally see the love on the screen. I agree.
Yeah, and if you know Rob Zombie, he loves this shit, and the little things that he put in, that if you've watched, the Munsters, you're gonna know, like, maybe a certain pet makes an appearance, and just the thing is, Rob Zombie is very like stuck in his ways. So knowing that going in, I was expecting him, to use all the people he's used in his past movies before. I knew right away when this was announced that Lily was going to be Sherry Moon. Ugh. Now, let me actually go out of my normal comfort zone here and say she definitely is the weakest link here. To be honest with her and Herman, I think out of the whole cast are the weak links, but everything else it brings to the table is pretty fucking awesome. And I don't know, the story gives us this little, origin story to Herman, along with how him and Lily first met. And I had fun with the cute little romance shit. I mean, things like Herman and Lily meeting at a fucking punk rock zombie bar, and and them hanging out with Uncle Gilbert watching The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I mean, there's shit in here that really I was all in for. I do understand if you hate it. Some of the comedic dialogue may not hit for most people, but considering this is the first time I've seen Rob Zombie do comedy without being able to have tit and ass jokes every 2 seconds, I had a good time with it. My biggest complaint, outside of, obviously Lily Munster, if he would have just got out of his comfort zone. I think I don't necessarily think Jeffrey Daniel Phillips did the worst job, but this portrayal of Herman is obviously very different from what we got in the show. But at the same time, if he would have had a different Lily, I think this would have been a total home run. That, and maybe he tried to do a little too much. And if he would have tightened things up and condensed it, an hour and 50 minutes for a family film is a pretty hard ask, especially for me. But in the end, the thing I probably loved the most about it, the set designs, Richard Brake, like you already brought up, him playing Dr. Henry Augustus Wolfgang was absolutely fucking awesome. And there's certain scenes in this where I saw him channeling Vincent Price, and I was just all fucking about it. Out of everybody, I think Richard Brake should get the biggest pat on the back because I thought he had the best performance in the whole thing. But Daniel Roebuck as Grandpa Munster, also great. And I love the side character, but Mr. Orlock, like the way he's just like it's a sleazy vampire that also.
That's Richard Brake also.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was great. So Richard,
I wanted him and Willem Dafoe to have another vampire movie, just them hanging out like Orlocks.
I'm in for that. Outside of Richard Brake, though, my favorite thing about this movie is the neon-soaked color palette that we got, and all the way everything pops like it's a fucking cartoon. Rob Zombie said that before I saw any footage on this thing, and he nailed it. I mean, the way the colors pop off the screen and it not being able to be black and white, I'm glad we got it this way.
We do get some black and white scenes, though. I actually preferred those, but that's cool that you loved it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the amount of work it probably took to actually get all that on screen. And yeah, it felt like it was watching a Saturday morning cartoon with a little edge to it. And I had a good time, but I'm also not like the biggest hardcore Munster fan in the world. Like, I've seen a lot of the episodes, but I haven't, watched every single thing ever Munsters. I haven't watched all the movies or anything like that. So hardcore Munster fans may not like it, but as a hardcore, Rob Zombie apologist, I definitely enjoy this.
All right. Todd, what did you...
No.
Oh, me. Sorry.
I'm closing.
All right. So, I would prefer...
I let him go first.
I would prefer the ghost of Fred Gwynn come back to life and curb stomp my nutsack with those big boots before I watch this again. I'm surprised you guys liked it. I thought it was shit.
It's on brand. I'm just going to say it now.
I'm not surprised at all because it's all hack material, but like it fits the tone.
No, not at all. I think actually Jeff Daniel Phillips was awful. I thought he was actually even worse than Sherry Moon.
No,
he was way off.
I think it was just what they gave him.
Sherry Moon felt like she was somebody that would like greet you in line at a haunt to get you hyped up. Like she wasn't good. I mean, she's doing her best impression of.
I would prefer your girl Feruza to be Lily. That'd have been way better.
Well, everything's better with Veruza, but
she was one of the skeletons in the back, so that was her cameo.
Jeff Daniel Phillips, he almost sounded more like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo at times. I don't know what was going on with him, but he was just. I like his previous work. I'm not saying he's not a good actor, but I think he totally bombed as Herman. Whether that was direction, whether that was more his choices as an actor, I'm not sure, but I thought he was annoying. I didn't think he was endearing at all. Fred Gwynn, and we've said this on our previous Munsters shows, which go back, we've covered everything. It's hard to step into those shoes. I mean, Fred Gwynn was so iconic, but I think Jeff Daniel Phillips is the worst performance as Herman yet.
Well, don't rank Dan, because remember, we watched all the movies. We're gonna do a franchise show and rank them.
I know. Look, Munsters is a fun, hokey cheeseball sitcom, and we all love it. I think this missed the mark in every possible way. Some of the green screen work looked like it wasn't even finished. Is it visually interesting at times? Sure. Richard Brake's great. As Kruger said, channeled Vincent Price, which I love. I mean, I'm a huge Vincent Price guy. But this felt like it just went on forever. It's an hour and 49 minutes, I believe, which is ridiculous.
Way too fucking long, yeah.
There's not much of a storyline. You can't spoil this one. It's like you said, it's just them moving, and there's nothing really to spoil.
Basically the same thing they did in the Addams Family movie, animated movie.
Yeah, well,
that one's better. I will say that.
It is,
but a lot better.
The story is pretty much the same.
And I didn't feel anything, with the characters as far as Lily and Herman together. It just felt awkward. Rob Zombie's take on this just doesn't work at all. Will it have its fans? Sure.
Yeah, you got two right here. Maybe three. We'll see.
I think it's the worst movie he's made, and by far. Actually,
I wouldn't argue that. But again, look at my preferences: blood, gore, and tits.
I've never been on the Rob Zombie hate train though either, so it's also take that into consideration. If I like a Rob Zombie movie, I'll say I like it. I love Devil's Rejects. I love Lords of Salem. I understand why people hate his Halloween movies, but I don't think they're the worst of the franchise now. They're a hell of a lot better than the abortion we have on screen now. But
pro-choice, Dan. Fuck you.
Not here. It's illegal.
I was really surprised at how much I hated this one. I thought I might like it, and I just
wait. Pause. Time out right there. Did anyone here think Dan was going to have any shot at liking this?
Absolutely no.
I'm surprised you would say that. I've liked almost everything.
Yeah,
but no, it's a miss for me. We'll see as more people check this out. I did want to point out Sylvester McCoy, also good as Igor, who of course is a Doctor Who alumni. Also, Catherine Schell, another Doctor Who alum who played Countess Scarleone. And was also on Space 1999. So I appreciate Rob Zombie giving these actors. I have a question for you, Todd. Well, actually all of you, but particularly you, Todd. Did you catch the random sexual assault joke that he throws in there with Igor?
No, I don't think I did.
What was it?
When he's talking about, because they weren't going to bring him to America, and they're like, well, maybe I'll be Mr. Grimsby's pool boy. And then I think it was like, there is no pool or something to that effect. And then there was something like bottoms up. And it's like, that's what Mr. Grimsby said. I was like, wow, okay, we're doing.
Rob had to sneak at least one in. I do see some Munsters Today hate in the chat. The guy who played Herman on that was shitty. On the shitty show. Well,
Better than Jeff.
I
Daniels
do want Jeff Daniels' onesie with the skulls on it. I'm like,
oh, dude,
I hope that's real.
The costume designs were fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like some of the shit, I was like, dude, I'd totally wear that. I do, dude. Just like as a punk rock fucking metalhead, like watching fucking Herman Munster walk around in a leather jacket with spikes. That's pretty fucking cool. Come on.
Not for an hour and 49 minutes, though. I mean,
I told you there's like a half hour of good story in there where it's very entertaining.
I think this also would have been better if they did like, you know, a couple episodes as a series. Like if they would have condensed shit out and then, you know, you had your little tidbits here to give homages to the past seasons and the show itself throughout. Like if you would have spread that out with each episode, I think it would have been received a little bit better. But yeah, hour and 50 minutes, no matter what, with a family fucking movie is not. That's not cool. But I get it. He loves the Munsters and he wanted to do the most he could with the opportunity he had.
If there is a follow-up, which is entirely possible,
I think it will get one, dude.
Do you think we could get like Poncho as Eddie?
This cat, the cat is like, what the fuck do you have on the couch, Todd?
Like, this asshole's killing me.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna fucking kill me next. You had to dig the dead cat from fucking Kruger's backyard, and now I'm next.
There you go.
Sorry if I'm getting a little choppy.
What did you think of the Munsters?
Well, I have to agree with Dan, but I also have to agree with Mike and Pugs. Well, all of Dan's complaints are there, and I think Herman is what I feel is the most miscast, followed by Sherry Moon. There are bits of stuff I like in there. I think the biggest thing is like some of the character of him. He's not as, I don't want to say gullible, but he's not as gullible. He just seems kind of, you know, Chris brought it up earlier. That it's kind of, sometimes it's a little mean and bullyish instead of fun and light the way Herman is. And I couldn't argue that.
I don't think he's been humbled yet because it's still early on. He was still that asshole comedian that, you know.
And that's the other thing. It's just we've never seen him like that before. The running time is too long. The first hour, I was like, we could have knocked this out in half the time.
Yeah. Or let's just stick with Richard Brake's character and make it his own movie.
There is no real story to this.
It's setting up to get to things. I mean, it's a bunch. There is a story, Dan. It's just a story we've seen multiple times in different variations.
It's pretty thin
and stretched out. Yes,
well, yes.
Thin fuck.
Yeah. But I mean, we weren't having like in-depth, you know, Munsters episodes that were going crazy. Now, I get the hate. I get the love. I get the like. I'm in the middle. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I like it. Now, here's the thing. I didn't get a chance to watch it with my boy before because I want to see what his opinion is. But I'm also, see, here's the thing. Here's why I know it's not great. I'm also afraid showing it to him before the series may sour him on the series.
Oh, that's a good point.
So I'm like,
is he going to sit through like almost 2 hours?
That's the other thing. So
yeah.
But,
start it after Herman. Actually, just, you know, once they go by the house, that's when it gets cool.
And that's when it picks up. Yeah. I mean, that's when I was like really just focused and it really picked up for me. I do want to say, just a plug, we're going to have some normie opinions on on Fleshwood Farce in a couple weeks. So we'll see. I'm curious on that. Like, I kind of knew where this was going to land.
I'm actually shocked I liked it as much as I do. I thought I would like it less.
I thought at least you guys, I thought Kruger was going to like it the most.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And me and Pugs would be about the same. And Dan would hate it.
So the tribal chief is going to be the final word on the Munsters then.
Yeah, we'll see. So now here's the big question. Okay, Dan, you gave it a 0, right?
I didn't rate it yet.
Well, I'm just guessing.
No, I mean, like I said, Richard Brake was good. Sylvester McCoy I thought was really good, and I mean the visuals at times were cool, but it just as a whole experience, it is pretty bad. It's a 1.
All right, Pugs.
I will be revisiting this, and I'll probably have it on as like background noise when I clean and shit like that because it is fun. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. It probably would have got a 4, but Sherry sucks. So.
Cosign 3.5 out of 5 for me. I'm definitely gonna. The one thing that we didn't say, I think this encompasses the feeling of Halloween perfectly, and I'm gonna watch it every season for sure.
Once we get, it you know, Pug said it best. It's junk food. It's nothing of substance.
But when you get down to, and granted, we don't get this till the very end because Transylvania is apparently fucking Halloween town. But once we get to LA and we see the contrast between the Munster family and normal people, you still get that feeling of like, you know, they love the way they are and everybody else is just awkward to them. And that's what you get in the original series as well. So I do think that they got some of the spirit with the original thing in here. It's Rob being Rob, dude. You cannot fucking expect a Rob Zombie movie without Sherry Moon at this point, and probably without Jeffrey Daniel Phillips. So, you know, props to him for giving his friends a big casting role. Maybe it wasn't the smartest decision, but I respect that shit.
Again, Willem Dafoe and Richard Brake in an Orlok and Orlok movie.
I'm into that.
Can we add a third Orlok and throw Cage in there?
Yeah, no. He's Rainfield. Come on.
Hey, Cage is pretty tall. Jeff Daniel Phillips might be the shortest Herman. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Oh, are you casting Cage as Herman? Because give me
Cage
that.
is Herman. It might be totally different, but
I'm gonna pause this. We should fantasy cast our Munsters movie on when we talk all about them all.
There you go.
That'll be a topic. Okay, I'm a 3. Now I'm going to tell you this: don't hold me to that because I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to watch it again with my kid, and when I do it on Farce, it may not still be a 3. Could be more, could be less. So, wait, we have a comment.
Herman was always annoying when he laughs, but like the rest of the voice Jeff Daniel Phillips does is grating. In comparison, I thought Sherry Moon was fine, not great, but acceptable. And welcome, G.S. Swanson.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I think there's a lot that'll look at my thoughts in general and say, well, Herman was always kind of like a boob and had the laugh and everything. Yeah, but it is different. Even his facial expressions were just like all over the place. He was annoying in this. I would never call any previous performance as Herman annoying. I actually found Jeff Daniel Phillips just grating in this. Like, it could have ended with him getting like run over by a bus, and I wouldn't have cared. It was just
also shout out Jerry. He's an active member in our Discord server. Thanks for watching.
Oh, Jerry. Okay, sweet.
Jerry. Is that too old?
No,
that's iconic,
dude. The best Jerry. Now that we're on the subject, I just got to put this out there. There's a Jerry Springer episode with fucking John Wayne Murdoch saying he likes to wear fucking women's clothes, and it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
I forgot just how awesome. Maybe at the time I didn't appreciate it as much, but those like Too Hot for TV videos were.
They're fun.
Some of those are so fun. They actually now are even cooler. Trash TV was more fun in the 90s.
If you can find Trash TV now, that's the problem. I still have those on tape, Dan.
Sweet.
Look it up.
No, it's gonna happen. That might be a watch-along on Patreon.
Dude, we need to do another something weird. When we did that OJ fucking goddamn game show,
you got juice.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we've only done like 2 Flesh Wound Weirds. We got to bring that back maybe next month for Halloween. I'm trying to get
I want to see the outtakes where like he just starts randomly beating the shit out of somebody. It's like, you're a murderer. Or
something weird. MD Pope coming soon.
Yeah.
There you go. So
not 4 though.
Yeah. I don't know. Random thought, but
CP in it.
those Too Hot for TVs were they were fun.
They were awesome.
So up next, I believe we have a trailer reaction, which we have been. It's been killing me, but I did wait. I have not watched it yet for Hellraiser 2022. A lot of people are very excited, so yeah, we'll react right here in real time for you guys.
I haven't seen it. I try to avoid it, but for you guys, let's do it.
I'll be honest. I watched this shit fucking right when it came out. But let's do it. I want to see what you guys' reaction is for sure.
You guys got to bear with me on my connection.
I see the Night House over there. Like, press play on that.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too laggy.
No.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Isn't it? It's really nice.
Choppy for me.
You can hold it. What is it? It's a puzzle.
Puzzle box dildo.
And it's almost finished. Keep going. So if I solve it, do I get a prize? I do.
That's kind of unique.
That new puzzle box looks thick as fuck.
What's your deal? It has 6 sides, 6 configurations. It opens up and it cuts you. And then they come to collect.
Yeah, these Cenobites look fucking good.
Time. Greater delights
I think
await.
Hellraiser looks great.
Oh wow!
We wish to see you proceed.
You're gonna see Leviathan in this already?
Feed it. Their blood, their pain.
The only thing I'll say is her voice reminds me of Reagan.
Anything you pray for.
So it looks like, obviously not just a reboot of just Hellbound Heart, obviously. I love the look of the Cenobites. I kind of appreciate that they're making them a little different because, again,
they've always been different, though, if you watch the whole series.
Yeah.
Like, they're very, very changed up by the end of it.
I'm hoping they're not just the pseudo Cenobites that we got after 2. It looks like they're true Cenobites, which will obviously on our franchise show we'll talk more about.
I think I might miss the leather-bound Catholic wear, but
yeah,
it still looks pretty fucking cool.
And we could still be getting that from other characters potentially, but I don't mind that actually because they do look really good. I think Jamie Clayton looks really compelling as Pinhead.
The body's what sells me cool. Because she's got like a weird thing stuck in her fucking throat. There's like
it's vagina throat. It's a butt plug, but it's
we've had vagina throat in the
but we didn't have a fucking butt plug in it.
We didn't have a butt. We didn't have a butt.
No, Dan, we had female Cenobite because the MPA is pieces.
Because they didn't want to call her deep throat. Yeah,
right.
But fucking I like the aesthetic to their bodies. Like it's totally different from the weird BDSM, leather shit that we got in the other movies.
Church garbs, yeah.
My only complaint about the whole thing is the voice is going to take some getting used to for me. I would have preferred if they just would have went like a high pitched, like almost godly figure with the voice. Maybe even maybe this is just me, but you could have had Doug Bradley do the voice. I think that would have been fucking pretty badass.
It is iconic.
I think it's better to stand apart from that. I really
but you could have morphed it into like something more supernatural, to where
we're all
like this or
something. We're all gonna lose our
shit
if like at the end of the movie he shows up like as a big surprise. Like,
well,
I will jizz right there.
Supposedly now they're saying it takes place in the same universe, so at least some of the movies are canon. I mean, I don't know exactly.
I haven't looked into this at all, other than it was the creators of the Night House. So I'm excited for it. That trailer looked good. I don't think I want to see anything else until I see the movie.
The production value looks like this is the best production value we're going to get on any Hellraiser movie that we've had since fucking 2.
Oh well, yeah, that 100%.
I'm shocked. Fucking, we're in the maze in Leviathan. That looks like where we're at. So that's
it kind of looks. Dude, if they just add on to the Leviathan story too, oh man, there's so many different directions they could go with this to where it's just gonna make me cream my pants. But the trailer alone, I'm fucking definitely excited for it.
It makes me kind of more not getting to see it on the big screen because it does obviously look like a much larger scale movie than I initially thought it might be. If we were just doing kind of a reboot of Hellbound Heart, which I was okay with, because again, that is a little bit different from the movie.
As a person who coughs a lot right now because of COVID, I do miss day and date where I could watch it at home. So I'm fine with this right now. I miss Pearl because of this. Jerry, that's so weird because I heard all along that it was supposed to be a reboot based more on the story, but now they are saying it's like a sequelish thing.
Well, same universe. Yeah, I mean, I've really avoided most news on this, so I'm not like looking at every little update because I kind of want to go in as blind as I can. I'm impressed by this trailer. Goran Vishnik is a very good actor. I know he's known, I want to say, for ER, but he's also done a lot of work in the horror genre as well. So kind of curious to see what he's all about in this one. Whether we're going to get legacy characters. I don't mind if we don't. I will. Well, no, I'm going to hold on that because I'm getting into the franchise in general. But,
easy.
But yes, quality-wise, I think this looks amazing. It is a trailer. That doesn't mean it's not going to suck because it's still good. But it's a great trailer.
But it could also be good, Dan.
It's probably the second most expensive Hellraiser, too. I mean, because all of them were low budget other than 3. And even that was still a lower budget. I mean, dimension.
Well, Hellbound had their budget cut by 20%. Yes. There's a lot, which we'll elaborate on all the history of that. But
we're going to start getting into like we better get the fuck. But yeah, I'm fucking excited as shit. Hellraiser is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and this looks like it's going to be a fucking very high installment when we go down that franchise show. So, I'm all about it. Also, for you motherfuckers bitching about goddamn Pinhead being a woman, read the goddamn book. It's fucking genderless with feminine features. So fuck off.
The voice is different, though, at least from what they described, because it is like a more girlish voice in the Hellbound Heart novella.
I don't in the peer pressure, Todd.
But
I'm just going to make everyone happy.
Okay. But I would say that this is more of a girlish voice than what I fucking would want. So maybe that's their take on it. Who knows? But
we're
I'm
also
all
not
about
saying like that Doug Bradley's Pinhead didn't exist. I don't know that she's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, if this could be a direct sequel to 2, he gets killed off in 2. So who knows? Maybe she's the new Hell Priest.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. So I'm very excited.
There's no undertitle, right? It's just Hellraiser.
Yep.
Hellraiser.
This trend has got to stop.
Yeah, it does.
It's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, tack something onto it. If you don't, I don't expect you to say count every single movie. And I think that's the problem. Like, Revelations doesn't necessarily exist in the canon.
Good.
So
it's gonna get worse because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get another Halloween. So, and it'll probably be called Halloween because anyone who thinks Ends is the last one is, that's just the last one from Blumhouse. So maybe someone, Dan, that you like will get the rights. I was gonna say 8/24 Hellraiser, but you don't watch it.
I'm so. I wouldn't even be excited for A24 Halloween, honestly, dude.
We had him on a good note with Hellraiser, and then you got to bring him back to this shit, dog. What the fuck?
Well, let me go this. Since I didn't do it earlier, we are going to have a commentary or a watch along for the Munsters coming up. But tonight after the show, Dan, what's on tonight after the show?
Oh, yes, we do have a patron hangout. So patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures, where we'll hang out with you for a little bit and shoot the shit and
I'm
have
gonna
more
go up that link right now so they can.
uncensored content. It
In
all
case
starts
you
at
want
just
me
a buck.
there, I won't be there this time, but I will be back eventually.
God damn it.
I'm struggling to do this now, and also there's 3 episodes of a Star Wars thing that I haven't seen yet, so this is the big deal for me.
Oh, you're missing it for that crap, Pugs. Come on, it's not like
Dan,
Star Trek.
do not fuck with me.
Yeah.
I was about
Now
to
he's gonna-
commit a felony.
Now he's gonna
What was
go
the
on-
last Star Wars thing you watched, Dan?
That terrible Mandalorian crap. They had
Okay, I'm gonna commit a
Excuse
felony.
you?
Kill yourself.
No.
I watched 2 episodes of
Hey,
that. You
okay.
fucking are about to
Time out.
get smacked, bitch.
Time out. He's
It's
that,
overrated.
he's
Oh.
that nerd who likes that other bullshit.
good stuff.
As a stop motion guy, you deserve to get your ass beat.
What do we have?
Damn, so violent today. God.
Man.
Do you know what, Dan?
Ooh.
I'm going to call an audible, and can we do that? The one I didn't watch next, so I can work on the
Sure,
Patreon.
Sure.
Sorry, I know I'm throwing it off.
No,
Solomon. Solo.
Solemn.
I wish it was Solo. That'd be cool. We should do a watch along for Solo and Cannibal Holocaust this year for the Christmas or something.
Where the fuck is our Serbian film commentary that we've been
That
putting
too.
on for 3 years?
I thought we were waiting for the new one.
Oh, the extended? Were we?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
We
want
can
an
do both.
excuse to watch it again.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, had to.
No, that was on me.
No worries. All right, so Saloum, our Shudder original, that just debuted recently from director Jean-Luc Herbol. And in 2003, a trio of mercenaries escaping a coup in Guinea-Bissau take refuge in a hidden region on the Saloum River of Senegal. But something from beyond the grave awaits them there. All right, so Saloum, not very familiar with
The lore.
the lore or just really knowing anything much about Senegal in general. I will say the scope of this film and the cinematography, just the look of Senegal makes me kind of want to visit there. This is insanely.
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, there might be other concerns, but this is an insanely good-looking film. I mean, I would not be
I don't know.
shocked.
It's a little dark for me.
If the director Jean-Luc Herbol is going to be snagged up by Hollywood, because goddamn, I mean, I hate to put it this way, but I wouldn't have expected the quality of film that we got. And from top to bottom, I think the three mercenaries are fantastic. Like I felt like they just jumped out of a graphic novel. I'd love to see those characters
The prequel before they got there, I would too.
Prequel, whatever, just on various adventures, because wow, this movie starts off as kind of a crime thriller and it works. It kind
That grabbed me, dude.
Yeah, it works. If this had never gone supernatural and turned into a horror film, which obviously it does, I would have been fine. I was totally compelled with what we got with these characters and some of the twists and turns before it, the shit really hits the fan. This one blew me away. I was shocked how good it is. Again, I'm not totally familiar with the local folklore. There are a few things that are spoiler-ish. I will say, just like try and pay like close attention. I know there were a couple complaints I know from other people who saw it that it actually does make sense. Just it's one of those things, like if you miss one line of dialogue, you could be a little bit lost on a couple things. But overall, this just blew my mind from beginning to end. It's emotional, it hits hard, and it's insane the amount of foreign horror movies this year that honestly that probably occupy most of my top 10, 20. To
be fair, though, cream rises to the top, so we're not going to get all like foreign shitty movies. All the good ones will, get word of mouth and stuff.
Oh, true. There's crap that comes from outside the U.S. too, but
a lot from the UK.
There is stuff that comes out of the UK for sure. And I love it too, especially when it's a region where even I haven't seen much in the way of films that have come out of Senegal. I feel like I've probably seen a few things.
Where is Senegal located, by the way?
Western Africa.
Okay, so we could just chump that all into like African horror, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's near Gambia. If I'm off and anybody from the country is just stupid American here, I'm sorry, but I know it's Western Africa.
I think you're okay, Dan.
But yeah, no, when it becomes when it morphs and becomes kind of a siege film, a supernatural siege film, it never lost my interest for a second. I love these characters so much. I would grab even some of these actors at this point. I can't recall a film in recent memory where I was more compelled by the three leads, and as well as the actress that comes into it as well.
Is she really deaf?
That I have no idea, to be honest. But yeah, there is some sign language in here as well. It's in French. Please don't let subtitles deter you for watching this, because you're in for a treat. I don't even get this joke at this point because I always watch it.
It's funny because it's the opposite, Dan.
Yeah,
but yes, it's and that dinner table scene, which if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Holy shit, was that tense. I don't know if I'll probably be the one that I think loves this one the most tonight, but tag in whoever wants to go.
Go for it, Kruger. I'm trying not to cough.
I hate to be the turd in the punch bowl here, but this did not fucking work for me at all.
Don't feel bad. Dan does it almost every show.
Yeah, no shit. That's why I fucking use the terminology turd in the punch bowl. Yeah, this just wasn't my thing. I'm very picky with my action films, and maybe I just didn't understand the culture, what was going on in the area at the time, but it didn't resonate with me, and I was very bored. And then once the paranormal stuff came in, got a bunch of shitty CGI in there that I was not a fan of, and I, at certain points of the movie, wanted to just turn it off because I wasn't interested. I think the acting's well done, cinematography is great, but the story just doesn't work for me and what I'm a fan of. But I can see other people enjoying it, but just it wasn't for me. And by the end, it's not like the worst thing I've seen all year. I don't want anybody to get that out there, but it just wasn't meeting my expectations. After I saw that trailer, I was very, very hyped for this movie, and then going in
trailers.
Well, I can't help it, motherfucker. How do you think we got half of these goddamn movies we're watching? But like watching the trailer, I was very excited for this, and I love foreign movies, and African horror has been some of my favorite over recent years. We got fucking Fried Berry. We got fucking Gaia. I mean, those are some of my favorite movies.
South Africa, though, very different. Very different culture, but yeah.
Okay. Well, we can lump Asian horror into there, too. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say. But anyways, it didn't work for me. I can see other people enjoying it a lot, but wasn't my thing.
Oh, wow. Well, I align more with Dan. I thought this is fucking great. I'm unfamiliar with any of the folklore or any lore from that region. So I was like, I don't know what the hell these guys are talking about. This is so fucking interesting. And Dan, I think you nailed it, because if this never went supernatural and it was just a crime thriller or whatever, I was in. I liked everybody there. I want to bleach my beard and my hair down, look like I'm from Valeria.
Cast you in the prequel.
Hold on, pause. All I know is that's like the vicious Vic Grimes gimmick for one night in WWF back in the day.
Very true.
If anyone else remembers that in the chat, props.
No, I was compelled the entire time. I didn't find one moment boring. The CG was a little iffy, but again, I don't really know what these things are. But it was just cool. Like, I was just along for the ride. I do think the actors were outstanding. And you got a lot of bang for your buck with the cinematography there. It looked fucking pretty on screen. I would never want to go there. Dan, you're crazy for that, because again, it's dirty. But
it's a beautiful looking country, though. There is a very
Sure,
beautiful
but
side.
Beauty is in the
it's-
eye of the beholder.
It's a little too third world for me. I'm a city boy. I'm not gonna lie.
Dan wants to go there for certain reasons. Let's just
Oh, gotcha. The sacrificing. I get it.
Imagine if this director had money. That like I'm looking at this, like I don't know what the budget was, but obviously not huge. Imagine giving that guy a budget. You know, like wow.
I would still like the story without the supernatural stuff. We can retell this with that. That would have been cool too.
Maybe that's one thing that I didn't get across is I actually liked that more than but it felt like we were building to something, you know, with this great supernatural thing. And then when we were there, I was just like, I would have been preferring just watching these guys get revenges on the, you know, the pieces of shit that wronged them in the past.
You didn't like the ending and how that all came around?
Not really.
With the
at that point, I was
narration.
already checked out, and it didn't do much. But the character, like, don't get me wrong, I think the characters and the acting was really well done. But the way the story took place, and then that mixed with the dodgy CG, it just took me out of the whole experience.
I really enjoyed like towards the end when they had like I don't want to spoil anything, but like the white zombie looking things. I thought that was pretty cool. Some of the rules were fucking cool too. I just enjoyed it. It's fucking cool. Todd, I know you didn't get a chance to see it, but I think it's worth checking out.
Okay. Well,
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, it wasn't that I didn't want to watch it. I was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, disclaimer too, I fucking hate most action movies. Like, I'm not a big action horror guy. I'm very picky with that type of shit. So
I call this more of a thriller, though. I wouldn't call this like action horror. It's like a crime thriller turned, you know. I mean, I guess you could call it that.
I mean, it's guys with guns, big gun scenes, and a few sequences. I'd lump it in there, but whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that table scene though, the second one was fucking stellar. Yeah.
See, the first one when she was talking about, I didn't know they could teach gorilla sign language. That shit cracked me the fuck up.
I'm trying to be hate group, but that shit got me too.
And more from regions like this where we don't get to see a whole lot of horror. I'd love to see more. I'd love to learn more about the folklore. I mean, I'm gonna look into it if there's even, you know, like a horror novel.
Oh, like the different sets of voodoo versus each other, or religions, whatever you want to call it. That was very interesting. I do want to revisit.
Yeah,
I want to see this again. Actually, yeah, it's really good.
Oh, it's awesome. So I guess we'll go ahead and rate it. Kruger, obviously, will be the lowest. So what say you?
I'll give it a 2 out of 5 for me.
Nice. I am a 4 out of 5. Really good.
I am a 5 out of 5. I fucking loved it. So
it's also white guilt, but that's cool.
It's a fantastic movie.
It is.
So yeah, check it out on Shudder. Jerry also brings up Speak No Evil in the chat. I'll probably watch that soon as well because I know a lot.
That might be on the schedule already.
Yeah, we'll get it in there for you, brother.
Yeah, so you get a review of that coming soon. All right, so our next film, which Todd, just back to the order, right?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Just checking. So our next film is Something in the Woods from director Alexander T. Huang. And in this film, a crazy woman kidnaps a reporter who she blames for the fall of her family and her lost inheritance. Dragging the reporter out into the woods, they find they both have to deal with something. And I'm reading this exactly as they wrote it because it's just, the synopsis is kind of funny. And then it just says, nonsense ensues.
Wow, they nailed it.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. That's why I'm reading it just as it's written.
And we should say this is now available on VOD.
Yes, it is. So this first off is based on a short film by the same director. And I have not watched the short film, but I'm assuming that might explain why Vernon Wells shows up 2 seconds just to do this and show us his hand. I don't know what was going on there. He plays the senator who just appears in a news footage and it doesn't have any lines. But yeah, Vernon Wells is in it. That's cool, I guess. boy, Dave Sheridan is also in it. That's cool. This movie is look. I think we're gonna actually come together on this one. I think we're all gonna come together.
I think Dan already forgot, so whatever. Lube it up, Dan.
Lube it up. It's a rough one. I didn't like it. Maybe you guys did. I don't know, but just this is a weird movie. I don't know what they were going for. First off, the daughter of the senator, and the senator, of course, had killed himself, and so she drags her out into the woods in the trunk of her car, and all of a sudden, it makes no sense how they just become almost buddies and team up. Yes, I know there's this.
I can I can get there because they're in a situation like shit. I know we just had a fight, but we can work together. But I am completely there with you, Dan. This was a chore. This was fucking homework.
The creature looks like some sort of weird caveman pixie. Yeah, that was really rough. Luckily, we don't see a whole lot of it, but
made me miss Krampus. Which one? I don't
remember.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the cartoon reboot? Like, it was like that type of CGI. Like, you didn't. I don't want to like shit all over it because I applaud your effort. Every movie is a fucking miracle, but whew, I would go as far as say I kind of hate this one. I do see good camera work, so there is some talent there, but this is not. The story was not for me. Dan, I think I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Also, both characters are just total bitches. So, like, any chance of like caring about their fate, like you've got the reporter who's set up as the worst human being in the world, so they can't really make that turn where you can root for her. The senator's daughter doesn't even care that her dad like blew his head off or whatever they said he did. This one's just, man, like, I'm kind of curious if the short works better, and maybe it does.
It might work better in short form.
I think it could, because this felt padded as fuck.
Yeah, and you don't get a full like creature reveal until about the 54-minute mark, and that is a good thing, for sure. It kind of looks like I don't know, like an anorexic like cave bat. It's a very weird creature design.
It's like The Descent, but like cartoony with clothes.
Yeah, like you're like, I don't know, like your 5-year-old created it on The Sims sort of thing.
You tell a 5-year-old, draw Michael Berryman with sharp teeth. There you go.
there you go. Yeah, this one was a little bit rough. I'm not gonna lie. I hate ripping too hard on an indie movie like this, and I think the director's probably done other work that's better. But Something in the Woods is something to be avoided, I'm afraid. Yeah. Todd.
Yeah, I have nothing to add. It wasn't for me. It wasn't great. I'm curious about the short. I think this might be the case with someone seeing the short. Oh, make that a feature, and it should have stayed a short. I would have, I'm open to seeing something else that the director does, but we need a little bit more story in the next one, or
maybe less story. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. They nailed it with the fucking nonsense ensues.
This is true, but yeah, it's a skip for me.
Yeah.
What do you guys rate it?
Dan, you want to go first, or I'll rate it? I'm gonna give it a 0.5 star out of 5. It's a lot of blues that are cool.
I got to give it a 0, but please keep making films. You'll do better next time. Hey, as a guy who's made some, not made, but been in some rough ones. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I'm a generous one.
Okay. All right.
Very fucking generous.
That's it. Just short but sweet. So,
because to me, there's no half. It's either a 1 or a 0. I know you guys like that. It's like,
I like the blue in the film.
So it's like kind of
the huge, yeah.
All right.
So definitely don't watch that one. Got you guys.
No.
Yes. That's not
for you, Kruger.
This is where you need like that sort of Fred Olen Ray, Jim Wynorski like attitude. Like, let's just spray boobs all over this thing and salvage something. Because
Oh, you know what? The main character when she was in her night shorts, fucking bravo. That's my half star right there.
Okay.
There you go. That justifies
That
it.
was nice.
All right. So we got a remake coming up. A remake, actually, of the 2014 Austrian film. And this is Goodnight Mommy, this time from director Matt Sobel. And in this one, twin brothers arrive at their mother's house and begin to suspect that this might not be her mother. Might not be their mother, pardon me. All right. Short, simple, doesn't give too much away. The reason they suspect this is her face is bandaged up from an apparent facelift that she had. So I have seen the original Goodnight Mommy. I believe, have we all seen it?
Yes.
Okay. I saw with the original Creature feature crew.
Yeah. So this is one of those, when they announced it, I was like, why? A lot of people will be going into this watching it that haven't seen the 2014 film, though. So you got to factor that in fairness. Mm-hmm. So I'll start with the good. Naomi Watts is great. She's always great. She's been starting to appear in some random movies of varying quality, but you can always count on her for a really good performance. I thought the kids in this that play the sons, Elias and Lucas, were not nearly as effective as they were in the 2014 film. They were just creepier and more interesting. They're not bad here. It's not like a terrible performance.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't talk shit about Ryan from The Boys, motherfucker.
I didn't recognize, but
because you don't watch it, you asshole. You should.
I don't have time.
You'll love it, dude.
But yeah, no, they're fine. They're just not nearly as effective. Nothing is really as effective. This was more. It's not an awful movie. Again, if you're just going into it blind and haven't experienced the original, you might be perfectly, you might enjoy it. You might be compelled. I don't know, but it's not as good. I doubt too many people are going to say that it is. It's not even close. It's not as scary. I don't think the tension was as strong. It's just like, it's kind of like that, just vanilla, safe remake.
It's an Americanized version of that film. 100%.
Yeah.
The director, that's a spoiler though. Never mind.
To add on to what you just said, Todd, it's not quite as bad as Martyrs. Remake to the original Martyrs,
or Inside. I was going to say Inside and Martyrs. Those remakes.
That Martyrs remake is a fucking crime.
Inside, I don't mind because I know a pregnant woman that watched that while she was pregnant, and it really freaked her the fuck out.
That's kind of cool.
But I'll just tell them, I love the original Goodnight Mommy. I haven't watched it in forever, but I do remember the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is some good shit. But I purposely didn't rewatch it before watching this remake because I wanted to go in with the clearest mind possible. And I'll say I thought the acting was fine throughout the whole movie, even the kids. The kids do a good job. Obviously not on the same creep factor like you said, Dan, of the original two, but they did a fine job. And I always got to give Ryan a pat on the back because Homelander's an asshole to him. The story has the same setup as the original, but then we get a few things different, and the couple of nightmare sequences that we got that involved some body horror that you would see out of fucking Hellraiser, that was pretty goddamn cool. Unfortunately, we didn't get too much of that, but that was the highlight of the whole movie for me. But I will say the pacing was definitely off, and by the final act, I was a little bit checked out. And then what we got in the final act and the twist, I get making it different than the original. You kind of have to, but at the same time, I fucking hated it. It just it felt like Todd said, an American remake of a foreign film, and fine acting, and barely a few okay moments, but overall it wasn't good, and it doesn't hold a candle to the original.
Okay. I think I might be the one that likes it the most here because I thought it was pretty good. Dark Cloud and Sea. The main problem with the remake was
I wouldn't read that.
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
that's a good point.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
well,
again, I think most people've seen it, but
Yeah, I was thinking because it is a remake.
but yes.
It's in the chat, so I'm sorry if you guys are listening.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was wondering because when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is good." It's all like, I love Naomi Watts. I think she's great, and she's in one of the best remakes ever, which is Funny Games, because that movie's. So I was hoping it'd be like that, where I like it almost the exact same. And
not to pause you there, Pugs, but she has been in a bunch of remakes: The Ring, Funny Games, King Kong, The Shaft, which was a remake of The Lift.
Give her The Shaft. I fucking love her.
She's done a lot. Yeah, Infinite Storm, Pugs. You get you'll be pleased by a certain scene in that.
Yeah, I'm good.
I believe that's streaming on Paramount Plus now, Pugs. You can.
Yeah, you'll want to see a certain scene.
But like I thought Ryan from The Boys was fucking great. Naomi Watts is great, and Mr. Mariska Hargitay's husband, he was cool as the dad. I actually enjoyed the changes that they did. But after I watched it, I read an article on the director and what she wanted to do. And she said one of the films is about loneliness, and the other one is about at fault. And I did pick up on that. I just couldn't place it. So I do like what they did, but if I'm going to go with one, I will say watch the original. It's superior, but I think my rating might surprise you guys. I say check it out. If you haven't seen the original, I think that's even better because you don't have anything to hold it up to.
I agree with that, but if you're making a decision, I'd say see the original.
Yeah, but a lot of people are lazy and they don't want to fucking read. So I still think it's a win if you see it. I can see people fucking shitting on it and just being like a horror snob, like original's better. It kind of is, but also this one's pretty fucking good. So I enjoyed it. I would say check it out.
I'm actually with you, Pugs. I did rewatch the original right before. It had been a while, but I know Ben mentioned earlier there was the movie in general doesn't really have a rewatch value. If you kind of know, you know. Which I do agree with. I like that they changed it up. It's one of those. I went in like with no expectations of how good the original is. So the fact that I didn't hate it and they did some changes that made it a little different.
It's all right. I feel you.
It's streaming on Prime. You could waste your time on so many other things. I think it's worth at least checking out. If you've seen the original, it is a step down or a sidestep, little step down, but I think it's worth watching to check it out if you've never seen it. Now, on the other hand, if you haven't seen the original, it is streaming on Tubi. So.
And I think what makes the original great is, of its idea, just in general. And that's what this it takes the idea and makes it different. But when you had that original idea, I mean, it's hard to compare it.
And I will say this, if you've only watched the remake, go back and watch the original.
Yeah. If you like the remake, I'd say you'd like the original probably more.
Yeah,
but it kind of sucks. Like it's a catch-22 because the reveal and the twists. So
all right, here's one. Don't worry, not spoilerish.
Jerry, how do you say that? G. Swanson. I feel like the main
just
difference.
Call him Jerry.
All right, Jerry. I feel the main difference is that the original made me sick to my stomach for a couple of days, but this one was much more palatable. But I didn't think it was bad. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's because we've seen the original. I think it was harder to know going in on that one than it was this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Todd, what is the cat's name? Because I think he's going to be a big fan. A fan base.
The cat? Which one is it?
It just fucked off.
Well.
There's more than one?
There's three.
Skeleton Cat needs to be.
I mean, we could just call him Titan.
Well,
Todd dug him out from my backyard.
There you go. It was gray. It was probably Jack or Sally. I don't know.
Oh, that's cute. Okay. Yeah, some Dark Cloud NC. The tone from the original was a bit creepier and and darker. Yeah, that I will give.
Yeah, it gives you a way more unsettling feeling. But I kind of feel the same way with Ju-on and Ringu. The compares to their American remakes, you don't get that unsettling tension that you get.
See, I just
like the American Ring more.
Watch Ringu again.
I have. I watch it all the time. Well, I haven't seen it in a couple years, but I used to watch it all the time. I love those.
There's horses in it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I don't hate the original. The only one I think's on par, I think, is The Grudge and Ju-on. They're pretty much the exact same movie.
I think the series, I think, is the best out of fucking
that
everything.
Is the best. But yeah, I've never been huge on the Ring remake. Sorry, I don't get scared of a little wet white girl. It doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
they make me nervous. Shall we rate it then?
Yes, let's do that.
All right. So it's fine. It's 2.5 for me. It's Naomi Watts is really good, but see it if you must. There's better options out there. It's very vanilla and just basic. 2.5.
For me, I gave the original 4 out of 5, and honestly, I don't like it enough. I don't dislike it enough to not give it the same exact fucking rating. I give it a 4. But if I had to choose which one I would suggest to watch, the original. So 4 out of 5 for me.
Okay, 2 stars for me. 2 out of 5. It's I would say about half as good as the original.
Yeah, I'm a 3 out of 5. Like, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, I also love Naomi Watts though. So.
Well, and dude, stop underselling Ryan. God damn it, he's a great fucking character.
I introduced you to that show. You're fucking right. He's a man.
Poor bastard got pushed off the roof and everything. Fuck.
It's his daddy trying to teach him a lesson. So.
Dude, if you had Homelander as a fucking dad, let's just put it. This movie makes more sense then.
All right. And once again, guys, tonight only $1, starting at $1 on Patreon. We're gonna have a live show after.
Yes.
Hang out. Links in the description. Links up on Patreon now. So come hang out.
Yeah, come hang out with us.
Minus me, because I'm fucking dying over here.
All right, so it's time to talk some dinosaurs with our new movie from writer-director Scott Jeffrey.
And it is now streaming on digital. Lube Dan.
Okay. Lube. Yes, streaming on digital right now. And before I get into the synopsis here, Scott Jeffrey, man, is he hammering them out. I swear you could probably go to Walmart right now and find 10 movies that he either produced and or directed. So whatever your opinion, that is impressive. He's slowly becoming like a modern Jess Franco. Not in terms of the type of movies, but he is cranking them out quick. And in this one, Kingdom of the Dinosaurs, which also apparently in some territories is known as Jurassic Valley, I believe. So same film. Kingdom of the Dinosaurs, it takes place in 2030 during World War III, in which a small group of survivors make it into a bunker. 2 years later, they have to exit to find new supplies, but they are greeted by dinosaur predators. All right, so it's not even the first dinosaur movie. I believe Scott Jeffrey has done a few of those as well. Kruger.
No,
no.
Oh, not Kruger. Sorry. Tried to remember it all. I botched once. My bad. All right, well, I'll go.
I'll take it if you want. Okay.
Oh, go for it, Pugs.
You sure? You go for it, dude.
Okay. Yeah, well, go for it.
All right. So,
what do you
it's
go,
dumb.
Pugs?
This movie's dumb. However, I will say the Velociraptor looked fucking awesome. It didn't look awesome it didn't blend in with the background, but that Velociraptor looked fucking awesome. So that was disappointing. Yeah, it's like not really a siege movie, but they're locked in. There's a pregnant lady, and I was like, oh, am I gonna see a fucking dinosaur rip a pregnant belly apart and eat it? Because I'm fucking here for it. Didn't get that. What we got? you can find in like on a Saturday afternoon movie, like old school. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen, but man, it's another homework assignment that I did not want to do. But props to that Velociraptor. That shit was badass. Dan?
Yeah, you know what? I actually like this one.
Okay.
Now, it's a cheap dinosaur movie. We've got a ton of those. We've had a ton just the last couple years.
Hatching, Jurassic Games, Dinosaur World.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of Chinese lower budget Chinese creature features that have been coming out. A lot of those in Walmart right now as well.
Land Shark, yeah.
Yeah, this is a UK based film, as all the Scott Jeffries movies are, and I kind of liked the whole dinosaurs, World War III, and then the bunker stuff. I thought the storyline was really cool. And there's times where they actually even managed some decent suspense. Do the dinosaurs look good? Well, at times they don't look half bad. You look, they're CG dinosaurs. They're not.
You can tell they were running out of money and time, though. By the
they never don't look like CG dinosaurs, which I know would be a very big problem for Kruger.
But nothing too distracting. If you watch a lot of these movies, if you hate it, yeah, you're gonna hate this too. But I had no real issues. There's some scenes that they take straight from Jurassic Park, as far as like the mess hall, I believe it was, dinosaurs stalking them. But I kind of liked that some of this was more suspense driven. There's less of the dinosaur kills, which, let's be honest, those are going to look super CG and unrealistic. So,
but I kind of like a pregnant lady.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to go that fucked up in the
Pussies
dinosaur movie, but
I mean,
I think that added.
They did in Carnosaur.
Carnosaur is great. Well, Carnosaur is the gold standard for all dinosaur movies. Fuck Jurassic Park. Carnosaur is
suck a dick.
Out of your mind. Yeah, what he said.
Hey, Jurassic Park didn't have Clint Howard. Argument one.
All right. Okay.
Broken clock's right twice a day.
After his beef with Joe Bob, fuck that motherfucker too. Acting petty as shit.
You know what? Okay. We'll save Clint Howard and CG dinosaurs for our post show.
All right. Well, so yeah, I don't mind these films. They're simple, turn your brain off sort of things. I thought the actors were actually fairly decent for this type of movie. We get a lot of characters. There's not like a lead character, which was kind of interesting. It's kind of like a bit of an ensemble, I guess. There wasn't really a lead hero or anything, which can make it a little bit harder to predict who might get bumped off by the dinosaurs. There's some dumb shit too. Like, I'm not sure why a T-Rex is concerned about a fence that's a fraction of its size, which is something at the end I was like, what's going on here? But it's a solid storyline concept. It's honestly, off the top of my head, I think it's the best looking movie that I've seen from Scott Jeffries. I doubt it is his most expensive movie, but he got more out of his money or something. And he's prolific. And hey, man, he did a halfway decent job here. As far as these dinosaur movies go, there have been some really rough watches in recent years. And I wouldn't consider this one of them. Yeah. You don't necessarily have to go out of your way to see it. And if you have a strong aversion to anything CG, well, yes, they are CG. We don't get practical dinosaurs in this, probably like pocket change movie at this point. And yeah.
The one thing I will say, though, if you want a recent dinosaur film that does not have fucking CGI effects through the whole thing, check out Extinction. It's a found footage dinosaur movie that isn't Dinosaur Project, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it's fucking awesome. They have a practical T-Rex in that movie. Check that shit out. I know.
I know.
It's not a great movie, but fucking practical dinosaurs. 2 thumbs up over here.
Ben Grimm says he likes Raptor more than Carnosaur. Has all.
Yeah,
the
that's
kills.
fucking blasphemy, man. Like that is total blasphemy.
So now we've got Last House on the left. We've got
Yeah, the Raptor Carnosaur. I hate Raptor every time because I remember going to the fucking, I think it was Blockbuster.
It's like 90% Carnosaur anyways.
Well, no, I remember being so excited because I saw a new dinosaur movie when I was a kid, and I watch it. I'm like, I've seen all this shit before. What the fuck? I will never forgive it.
There's a few others. Eden Formula's one that pulls Carnosaur footage. Yeah, there's a lot.
No.
I want to. There've been a couple solid ones lately though. So yeah, I feel like maybe we've got a theme show at some point. We'll do some lesser known dinosaur movies. But
Man, I'm fine with that. Dinosaur Project is shit. I will stand by that.
I've never seen it. I'm down.
It's a straight to sci-fi dinosaur movie, but they do it in found footage format, and I think it's well done. It definitely is the best CGI dinosaur movie we've gotten in the last 20 years. So, minus the Jurassic Park shit.
There's also one called Warbirds where they go back in time, and it's like a World War II.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I need
fighter pilots versus like pterodactyls.
That's rad.
Yeah, really. Look, if you dig, I know people shit on Sci-Fi Channel type stuff, but if you dig, there are some gems. It's dumb, and it's a dumb one, but Pterodactyl, which stars Coolio fighting pterodactyls.
No.
You kind of got to watch that one too.
You know what's
from the director of Commando.
But here's the question, Dan. Dan, but is it hood approved?
It is.
Okay.
It is. I checked, and it is.
Oh shit!
He went to the movies.
He checked himself before he wrecked himself.
Big D's in his mouth are bad for his health.
Dark Cloud NC said we need a live action Turok film. I fucking second that to the utmost. That is one of the best dinosaur games of all time. So
it was in development, and I want to say it was like a movie that was rumored to star The Rock.
That makes sense to me.
Fucking God. I would fucking
it never happened.
I would lose my motherfucking mind.
I mean, I guess they could circle back to it. I want to say this was years ago.
Turok is awesome. It's not even just a dinosaur shit. There's a whole reptilian race after this motherfucker. Like, that shit's awesome.
Ben Grimm, Dan is bad at it.
Yes.
Throw up the W, dude.
I don't know how to do that, but yeah. This is like the new one. You just do
easy with that right hand, dude.
It's going like this, Pug.
Okay.
You're just not up to date on
I guess not.
Did we remake Kicking It Old School, Dan?
Oh my God, that would be the greatest shit ever.
I was thinking Malibu's Most Wanted.
Well, no, see, because he's already there. But I want to see you try to break dance.
Kicking It Old School. I love that fucking movie, actually.
Breaking 3. Atlanta. There you go.
Okay, but
Atlanta.
Well, hold on. It's Kicking It Old School.
There you go.
All right.
That's going to be on a shirt.
Did we rate this? I heard
Todd, did you say you
we haven't
liked it or not?
We haven't even talked about the movie in like 15 minutes, but yeah, I think I talked about it enough.
I did like it too. It was WCG Dinosaurs, but it wasn't great, but it was a good time.
Yeah, I liked it. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna. Yeah, sure. There's limitations, but
he's like, I'm gonna save my shitting on for the mainstream.
So you would say better than usual Walmart $10.
Oh, absolutely.
From him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%. Did he do Leprechaun's game?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, well, everything's better than Leprechaun's game. Well, I can't say 100%. He could have produced that one. I'd have to go back and check. But yeah, this is one of the better ones I've seen.
The Daily Ghost. What's up, man? Shabba-Doo was working on Breaking 3 before he passed away. Oh yeah.
R.I.P. We're good friends. So with I love his brother Scrappy. Scrappy was good people too.
Oh Lord.
So
We're gonna rate it. Pugs needs to go take a nap, and we all know he's gonna watch.
I give this one a 3. It's honestly above average for these types of movies.
Ben Grimm just said a Dino Crisis movie would be awesome.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
it's fucking Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
I want that more than Turok, but yeah.
Well, dude, I want to punch fucking goddamn Capcom in the fucking throat for not ever remaking that game. You have fucking 5 goddamn Resident Evil remakes, and you don't remake goddamn Dino Crisis? What the fuck is wrong with you? But no, instead we get fucking Power Rangers versus dinosaurs.
Hold on. Let's not hate on Power Rangers.
Fuck
Power Rangers, dude.
Okay.
No. You have to understand the struggle with Exoprimal coming out from Capcom when you're a fucking Dino Crisis fan and they were teasing a dinosaur thing, and then next thing you know, it's Power Rangers versus dinosaurs. Fuck them for that.
I can't agree with that, buddy. I'm a Power Rangers through it.
What did you say, Pugs?
Room for everything, though. So, did we rate this?
you have it. Damn
it. I do like that raptor, and some of the ideas were cool, but I did not enjoy this movie, especially you have a pregnant lady and she doesn't get eaten by a fucking dinosaur. Fuck off. 1.5 stars out of 5 for me.
I'm actually on par with Dan. I'm a 3 now, but you guys brought up video games, so I got a beef with Kruger. Because I feel like he's the one who should me, and I had no clue this existed. How did I not know till like yesterday there was an Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo game?
I had no idea that existed.
Well, there you go. It's on PlayStation 5. Does anyone
Is
in the
it
chat
really?
know? Yeah. Does anyone in the chat
It's probably a VR. I bet you it's a VR game.
Whatever it is, I want to play it.
I bet you it's a VR game. Yeah, I didn't know that was the thing. But also, I don't like Vertigo. That's like...
even still, it's Alfred Hitchcock. You know... I know. Which one?
I never in a million years thought Alfred Hitchcock would randomly be fucking diving into the video game world with his fucking properties. But
can we get like the Birds and Psycho? I would have
dude, I would love a Psycho video game, but I mean,
Alfred Hitchcock world where we just go through everything.
Dude, if we have a fucking Killer Clowns from Outer Space game coming out, we can get a Psycho video game. Let's go.
The Hitchcock and we can just time travel or jump through.
I'm sure you'll get a Psycho one. I mean,
I don't think so though. It's not like Friday the 13th. It doesn't have all that blood and gore like
sequels do. I mean,
not to the extent, dude. You don't have fucking Norman Bates popping people's eyeballs out of their head and chopping their heads off. Like
we could though.
No,
like
he could.
He fucking escapes the asylum now, and now he's just fucking going after killing everybody at the hotel.
Throw in some drug dealers from Bates Motel for more like cannon fodder.
We don't even have a Nightmare on Elm Street video game, so we need to shut the fuck up. Well, no, but not a fucking a modern one.
That's still the one I play.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Well, I like that game too, Todd. But I mean, we're getting a fucking Killer Clowns game, and we can't get a Nightmare on Elm Street video game going. Well, at least with Robert Englund, so he's able to do more for Freddy while he's still around. You pieces of shit.
Look what happened with 3 from Hell. They took too long.
Yeah. Well, that's how and that's why I'm fucking worried. Like, thank God for Stranger Things. Shit. Yeah.
All right, on that, Pugs, we'd like to wish you a good evening.
Yes, go watch some.
Shut the fuck up, Dan. I'm not an asshole, and I didn't go watch Pearl in theaters because I'm still coughing. I'm the fucking guy. So I will see Pearl eventually, and I'll let you guys know what I think of it then. So I know Dan's a fucking whatever, Dan. I'm gonna bite you back, asshole. So, but yeah, again, I love you fuckers. I love all of you for watching. Thank you, and I'll be back later. Namaste, y'all.
All right. Later.
All right. So, all right. Main event time, which I'm going to have like a very brief history lesson first, but I'll read the synopsis. So, Pearl, which is from writer-director Ty West and is a prequel to X. And in this one, trapped on her family's isolated farm, Pearl must tend to her ailing father under the bitter and overbearing watch of her devout mother. Lusting for a glamorous life like she's seen in the movies, Pearl finds her ambitions, temptations, and repressions all colliding in this origin story of X's iconic villain. So before I talk more specifically about the movie, I just wanted to throw out there big props for having actual footage from the 1915 roughly film A Free Ride, which is a real adult film that they show in the film. I popped. I'm sure I was the only one like that probably did that, and everybody was just looking at me. Why is this guy so excited about the black and white?
You popped or
stuff?
popped?
Yeah,
Both. Yes, I had to. I always bring an extra
in the
pair of
theater.
shorts. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And some people were asking me a while back on some show. I don't know if it was what stream I was on, S'mores and Doors, Piz, or I don't know where I was. But somebody was asking me like about the original, if that was the original adult film. That's a little bit complicated. We actually have a 1896 French film called La Couture de la Marée, which is kind of, some people consider like the first adult movie. Only a non-explicit clip survives, and it's a little bit arguable if it counts, since it's more of a striptease sort of thing. There is also, Todd, I know my smut, the 1908. There's another 1908 French film, which I'm not even going to try and say this, or maybe I will because it'll be entertaining. À la école de jour Le Bon Auberge, which is a little bit more full-on triple X.
Bad.
That might not have been bad. I might have been close. Full-on triple X that has like a soldier getting down with the girl in a hotel. There's also from my origin spot, 1910 German movie called Am Abend, which that one was made sometime between 1907 and 1910, roughly. Some of these we don't know because we don't even know who the cast are or any of the crew are for most of these movies. That has it all, actually. That one's quite graphic. So you might be getting to this point where we can truly call it an adult film by modern standards. There was also El Sicario from Argentina, which was made, again, roughly 1907 to 1910. There's some debates on the year, but that was actually an early trope in adult films. That was a satanic themed adult films. The devil is actually getting down in that one. So those are some early titles. As we get into the 1920s, a little bit closer to where Pearl is taking place, adult movies were heavily regulated and underground at that point. You could go to jail. Kind of the spoiling of the fun era. And just continuing the hits. I know nobody wants to hear this, but I have to do it.
But we do. Ben brought it up. You can watch like
on the A24 website.
Yeah,
yes,
pearlspeepshow.com.
It's interesting. I'm actually interested in the history of smut, but you jump ahead a long ways. There's also 1969's Blue movie, which was an Andy Warhol directed film, and that was the first like widely theatrically released adult movie that really ushered in the golden age. There's other films that kind of get a lot of credit, but I don't hear like Blue movie talked about enough. It doesn't get the respect that like Deep Throat gets. And so yeah, a little bit of smut history that technically has something to do with the movie. So I figured I'd
I'm going to throw this out there, Dan, and I hate to undercut your whole thing. I'm going to go with the first adult movie was Thomas Edison. So he got that camera working. He was
yeah, you can never truly say it.
Right.
I'm sure the technology, the second it existed, it's like, look, it's like, you know what we could do? Butt fucking. By George, that's brilliant. Let's butt fuck. So yeah. Anyways, Pearl, Kruger, I'll tag you in first.
All right. Well, I fucking love this movie. I don't know if it reached the heights that X did especially when it came to the gore factor and the kills and stuff. But this amazing character study we get for Pearl as a character, it just brings so much more to her when you do watch X. And I thought that was awesome. And that's what a prequel should do for a movie. We got some nice nods to classic films like Wizard of Oz, you know, random Technicolor films in the early days, along with stuff like Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which obviously we get a little bit of that in X as well. And I had a great time with this movie. I really think Mia Goth's performance totally outshines her performance in X for a tenfold. The only reason I didn't like it as much is just maybe because I'm into more sleazy, you know, classical slasher films like X was, and then this is just different, more traditional, maybe 60s, 50s horror going on. But love the stuff with the gator and everything that came into play with that. Great. The gore doesn't take a while. It takes a while to really, you know, kick in. But within, I would say, the last 25 minutes of this fucking movie is just perfect. Like, just damn near fucking perfect. Mia Goth's monologue she has for, I believe it was 8 minutes straight, is great. One of the best pieces of acting I think I've seen all year, if not the best. And she deserves her Oscar for that shit. I know horror always gets snubbed at the Oscars, but fuck me, dude. This girl is really a goddamn gem and a sight to behold when she's on screen playing these characters. And I can't wait for Maxine and to have more of her. This, to me, is almost as good as X is. It just doesn't deliver in, you know, the gory slasher front as much as X did, but still at the same time a great film and something that I could see rewatching for years to come. And the fact that we already have 2 movies in 1 year to start off a fucking franchise, I mean, let's give us more of these. I mean, there's definitely time periods you could fill in if you really wanted more X movies.
Come
after
on,
Maxine
90s
too. Yeah, like, you know,
it could look like it was shot on video. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about whatever they do with the X franchise going forward.
If Edward Penis Hands doesn't show up in Maxine, I call it a fail. I'm just saying.
Well, you know, you won't see any hedgehogs. I'm
you kind of have to have him in there as somebody representing him, but
we'll do like the deep fake technology, make him look young. Dan, you can body double. Well, no, you can't. You can do the shape. They'll have to Wahlberg. Yeah.
The weapon of choice in Maxine is going to be John Holmes' rod. That's just gonna we get the decapitation. That's the villain.
Too bad they didn't set it a little earlier. She could have done the Tracy Lord. Wait,
no.
I don't know if I should move along.
Tracy, I love you.
Yes, that one.
Non spoilers or anything, but I'm just saying, fucking poor Howard. God damn it. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. But there you go.
There isn't a I'll get into it, but there isn't a whole lot of Howard in this movie. Which
I kind of wish we would have got more, but I'm all about having another fucking, you know, maybe they make Maxine to end the series and then we come back with a weird 60s movie going on with Howard in there.
I was kind of thinking that it's obvious he's just one of those dudes that whatever for my wife kind of guys, but he didn't. There's a story to be told there because he's not evil yet. The little bit we get of him in here, at least he doesn't seem like it. He seems like just a, all-American guy coming back from the war.
We get like the Overlook X Hotel in a future prequel sequel.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
He's just getting cucked left and right by Pearl, and he just like.
But don't you think like a direct sequel to Pearl would work really well at this point?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if he'll be able to milk it quite that much, but yeah, we'll talk. You can't really. It is a prequel, so it's hard to spoil it. But we'll talk a little bit more openly about that after. But. So yeah, Todd, did you want to go before me? Sorry, I didn't
No,
mean
I
to.
absolutely did not, because
Okay,
I really want to know your opinion.
cool. So first off, I'm going to say very ballsy making this back to back. We're soon to have a trilogy of that in less than, well, it'll be over a year at that point that Vaccine comes out, because I don't believe it's shot yet.
Yeah, see,
this
that's
time.
someone just asked if it was filming or in post.
Somebody told me it shoots in November, so I think you'll have a little more of a wait for
Yeah,
Maxine.
because I think the fact that we had zero
Yeah.
footage on as the trailer.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. But so this is, as Kruger already said, very different film from X. This is a love letter to old time Hollywood Technicolor classics. It's still a slasher. I mean, it still is. It's just not like a high body count slasher. It's more of a character study, and I think it's an excellent one. Maya Goth, she's been in a lot of films. Like she's been on my radar since a movie called A Cure for Wellness, which I love, and like nobody saw it, and that movie was hyped up pretty big too. Unfortunately, it's just one of those ones that tanked, and it was what it was. If you haven't seen A Cure for Wellness, though, check it out. She had movies like that, though, where she didn't have a whole lot in the way of dialogue, but she certainly made an impression. If you're really enjoying X and Pearl, go back and check that one out. It's a good movie. I got to point out the monologue that Maya Goth has in this is just amazing. I don't know how long that went on, but that is hard to pull off. I think obviously it's her movie. She's insanely compelling. I haven't talked to a whole lot of people yet about this. I'm sure there's going to be the majority that prefers X, like, because it is more of your traditional slasher. Ben, do you like Mia more as Pearl or Maxine? Well, you see more of her as Maxine, I suppose, but I'll take either one. I'll take what I can get.
I'll take Pearl. I like them crazy motherfuckers.
There you go.
Todd, you're muted.
I'm Pearl easy. Not even a just thought.
In the old age makeup, though, Ben, is that what you're saying? I don't know. You got.
I think I'm character.
He said Maxine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Maxine. Sorry.
Well, yeah, you could do it that way too, but
I mean, Maxine's hotter, but Pearl, she wanted to fuck Howard to the end.
See,
so
I disagree, because I didn't think she was hot at all in X, but in Pearl, different.
Oh, dude, Maxine was
both.
Sexy. Yeah. If you like those Southern Belle girls,
I don't know, that stuff on her face.
But you do have.
Come on, Doug.
You do have World War I era grooming issues that could be an issue, so I might have to go Maxine. At least at that point, you might be okay, maybe.
I don't think Pearl was underage, though.
No, I'm talking about. I'm making a pubic hair joke, but anyways, back to the movie.
They don't know nowadays, Dad.
I did think the whole Spanish flu thing worked out quite well. Obviously,
see, now I got to pause you right there. If this was a Blumhouse movie, you would hate that so much.
No, it makes sense.
But they hit you over the head so hard with it, like Black Christmas level hitting you hard over the head with it. Yes,
it's a brief thing in this,
but
one.
It's like hard. It's in there.
I didn't think it was hard, but
no, that's why I was curious to see if you were hypocritical or not.
No, well, hey, I hated bodies. I don't like.
Well, that has nothing to do with what I just said. That's not.
Well, but anyways, I would have liked maybe just a little more Howard, but again, they might be going there. I know a lot of people, like, as far as the comparison with X and Pearl, I'm totally cool with it, because it just, I don't know, like, you might get Maxine, might not be a slasher movie at all. I kind of envision it being maybe more of a thriller, with the dad like coming to Hollywood to hunt her down kind of deal. So I don't mind that these movies have different tones. If they're going to crank out more, they should all have a different tone.
I can pretty much guess what the plot's going to be. She's going to be in the porn
Hmm.
industry. Her dad's going to be the one trying to crack down the porn industry in the 80s.
But what would be the style of film? Would it be a
I'm going to say,
thriller for
I'm just
you,
saying
or-
the plot. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, it may be even, I think it's going to be, the style's going to be 80s style versus Technicolor. So if
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
of
me,
course.
I'd be high grain. It's going to look like an 80s picture. So I think it needs to be something there like a Vice or an Angel or a Vice Squad. That's the feel it
Mhm.
needs to be for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm dead. Angel's so good.
Yeah.
Just do that. Do that, Ty West. Angel. Just do Angel.
Yeah.
So you don't think, like, are we going to have Maxine going crazy somehow? Or I kind of hope they don't do that this time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I want another slasher for Maxine.
Yeah. I'm more interested in going into that world and see what Ty West and Mia Goth do with that world. So,
Todd, you know the greatest adult film of all time that was made in 85?
Corporate Assets?
Well, I don't know if that was 85. I think that was a little bit earlier. The Poonies, Todd.
Oh yes, I should know that. And if you want to hear, did we ever review that? Can I tell them to go watch that?
I don't know, but I want you to pull up the theme song on our Patreon show.
All right. Well, and actually, speaking of our Patreon show, and because of Kingdom of the Dinosaurs, I do have a treat for Kruger that I said I was going to do a while back. So,
oh shit, what the fuck?
Ooh, nice.
So
so patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures all starts at just $1. And how's it going, Chris / your home video? If I missed you in the chat, sorry. Try and say hi to everybody. Sometimes if I miss you, it's not on purpose. So yeah, just getting back to the film. It was so good. It was just so fucking awesome. I loved it. I like it more than X. I'm in that camp, but they're very different movies, and I think I'll be in the minority. But
I'm Pearl over X too.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But and I get why Kruger's X over because
it's the gore.
Yeah,
but it's the gore too. Like X has two of the best kills I think I've seen all year, and Pearl isn't on that level, but we do get it at the end. I was pleasantly surprised because I was a little worried going in, and then took a while. No kills are happening, but then that final about 15 minutes of the whole movie is just fucking fantastic. But I still am X over Pearl, but that's not to say that I won't always be, because I think that monologue with Mia Goth is gonna transcend time more so than anything that we got in X.
Oh, absolutely. And I also have to put over the actress that played Pearl's mom in this, because she was freaking amazing. I mean, my God, like if there were a horror Oscars, I'd have to put her up for Best Supporting Actress, because there were some tense moments with those two, and the dinner table scene that when things really, the shit really starts to hit the fan was so good. I loved it. Yes, it's different than X, and hopefully you like both. I like both, but Pearl a little bit higher. So let's go ahead and rate this one before we get off to our Patreon hangout show. Kruger, what say you?
I am a 4 out of 5 with room to grow.
Cool. Todd?
5.
I am a 4.5. It's very close, but it's just not quite, but awesome. I will watch it again. It's way better than X, in my opinion.
And I gave X a 5 too, so I can't. If I like it better, it's. Well, that's not true. I can like something better that I think's a different rating, but
I had originally gave X a 4 out of 5, but I rewatched it right before I watched Pearl, and it got raised a little bit. The fucking Don't Fear the Reaper scene. Ugh, that's one of my favorite fucking scenes of horror, and I don't know how long.
Yeah. Right. I'm kind of curious to see the soundtrack too for
Max. Oh yeah, dude, that's gonna be rad as fuck.
It's a local thing, but the obsession all I could think of was PP Ray. Tag team Peter Avalon, which people might know from AEW, and Ray Rosas.
wrestled those fuckers once. Actually, one of my best matches.
Was that?
It was at AOW, but nobody fucking has footage of it because AOW is terrible with their fucking footage.
All right.
That's cool. I'd love to see your match with Avalon.
There's pictures online. It was fun. I did a double tongue and death grip.
Oh, you had a handicap. Okay.
No. It was me in the tag match, but in the match, I did a double tongue and death grip as a spot. Yeah.
Peter Avalon's all over Dark on YouTube.
Yeah, he's one of the best wrestlers I've ever worked. Yeah. Him and Ray, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What was his name? Norv? What is the Impact name?
Oh fuck, I forget.
I know. I was trying to remember last weekend when he. So, I didn't even do. I know that we could do spoilers. Are we doing spoils on Pearl, or are we just?
I don't have it.
I don't.
Yeah, because you know where it ends up, so I don't know. I guess we don't have to do spoilers.
And I know there's no kills really to go. So yeah, I guess let's just, if you guys aren't already getting ready to head to Patreon, we'll be there in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Jeez, I was gonna say 8 o'clock because it's weird. My laptop says California time, but I know because I keep going.
You're on Dan time now, Tom.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
All right, let's go. Okay.
We'll talk more about that on Patreon, and ask us whatever you want on Patreon. Quick plug though, keep an eye out. The road to Halloween. We've got shows every day on Flesh Wound Features, so you'll want to subscribe, share our links, all that good stuff. At least one show a day. Sometimes you might get 2, might even get 3. Who the hell knows?
Schedule's been rearranged a few times.
Yes.
Hey, you might get a sneak peek as we talk about in the post show, actually.
Yeah. Anything goes on Patreon pretty much. And Hellraiser franchise show. Of course, we'll be reviewing the new movie. We'll be reviewing the new movie first, so we'll be able to count that in the franchise show. So that'll be fun. We've got Terrifier 2 coming. We've got Night of the Demons, another franchise show with a special guest.
Don't Fuck in the Woods.
Don't Fuck in the Woods. 2, lots and lots of reviews. I guess we'll have to do that Halloween movie. And what else do we got? Slashtober tournament, of course.
That's the first 4 titles have been announced. That debuts October 1st, 3rd.
Yep.
It took me a minute because I saw blurring on the graphic. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? And then I get it. Okay.
Well, yeah, we're not announcing them all yet.
Yeah.
If you know your stuff, you'll get some of them. But I tried to keep it fun. All right. Well.
So lively chat today.
No shit.
All right, Dan.
So yes, but we always encourage it. Like you said, if you disagree with any, hey, hit the comments. We welcome. If you think I'm full of shit, please tell me I'm full of shit in the comments. We love that stuff.
I've already been told I'm full of shit tonight.
Yes.
So
yes. Well, Todd's full of shit. We can all.
Dan's always full of shit.
I'm not full of shit. God damn it.
All right, say goodnight, Dan.
Yes. Good night. See you on Patreon. Love each other. Hugs to everybody in the chat. I love you all.
Bonus review. Confess Fletch, 5 stars.
Sweet dreams, motherfuckers.